Good morning, everybody. I am going to talk to you about how international organizations set up their staff budget. Two terms are very important to understand that. The first one is vacancy rate, and the next one is lapse factor. Now, what do these terms mean? Let's draw a budget. This is the budget of an international organization. The biggest part, for UNESCO it's approximately 67%, is used to pay for staff. It pays for their salaries. At UNESCO it pays for the salaries of approximately 1,500 permanent staff members. The rest of the budget is used to pay for activities. And by activities, I mean plane tickets, for example, because these staff members have to take the plane once in a while to organize activities worldwide, or they have to buy paper because UNESCO produces publications, or they have to rent rooms to organize workshops, etc. Now let's focus on these staff costs. UNESCO needs, in principle, a full staff budget to pay for the salaries of 1,500 people, right? Let's draw them to make it more concrete. That's what you would say, but is it really necessary to have a full budget to cover the full 1,500 salaries? The answer is no, because there are always chairs empty, because people leave the organization or they die. That is normal, especially in large organizations like UNESCO. And in the meantime, the organization has to look for a new person. And in the meantime, this chair remains empty. At UNESCO, this number of empty chairs is estimated to be between 10 and 11% currently. At the end of 2017, UNESCO intends to bring it down to 9%. That means that 9% of all of UNESCO's chairs, on average, is empty. And this is what we call the vacancy rate. Now, let's focus on the staff budget. If 9% of the chairs is empty, doesn't that mean that we can take 9% off the full staff budget? The answer is no, because a part of the job that is done by these people who are now absent will still have to be done, because otherwise UNESCO will not be able to achieve its objectives. And in order to do that job, UNESCO does what many other companies do. They rent or they hire temps, temporary agents. And these temporary agents, they also have a salary. And to pay for those salaries, UNESCO reserves a small part of the budget, namely 4%, to cover for those salaries. Well, that means that 9% minus 4% equals 5% can actually be taken off the full staff budget to compensate for these empty chairs. And these 5%, that's what we call the lapse factor. So in brief, the vacancy rate is the percentage of chairs that are actually empty on average at UNESCO. The lapse factor, which is a little bit lower than the vacancy rate, is the percentage that we take off the full staff budget to compensate for these empty chairs. I hope you like these explanations and that they were clear. And if you want to learn more about UNESCO or about international organizations in general, you can follow me on Twitter via Oosterenvan. Thank you very much for your attention and have a great day.